Google Sites is a very quick way to create a basic website. So you go to sites.google.com and use your Google account, and then you can create a site. So here is my Google Sites page at the moment. I've got some examples in, but let's create a new one. Go to the Create option on the left side there, the Create button. Now you can either find a template that's available in the gallery, or you can start a blank site, which is what we're going to do here. So I'm going to put in MC's test site for video demo. And you can see here that the title of the site is prefixed with sites.google.com, and because we're part of the University of York, it's also added that in, and then it puts the title, the name of your site, in as the rest of the web address. And that's fine for me. I can then select a theme at this stage, or I can do this later on. I'm going to do that later on, and I've got more options here, for example putting in a site category or a description. But again, we'll look at any of those options a bit later on as well. So once I've chosen that, I'm going to have a blank template, got a name for my site, I'm going to click create, and then the site will be created. So when we start a site, we're in viewing mode, and we need to switch into editing mode. Every site will have a home page. This is the one page that the site begins with, the first page of your site. So to edit this page, you go to the top and click the edit page icon, and this loads up the editor. And this has got quite a simple page structure. We've got a title space at the top, and then this bit here is for all the other text that you want on the page. In this space you can add in, for example, web links. So let's just add in a web link to the University of York. Make that open in a new window, and if I wanted to change that, I can click on it and click change. You can also drop in extra things. Go to the insert menu at the top. You can add in images, so I'm going to upload an image and select that. When you add an image onto a website, you should provide a text description. This allows disabled users who are using screen readers to be able to understand what the image actually is, because they can't see the image. It might be useful for them to know what the image is showing. Particularly if there's text in the image, you definitely need to include the text. In this case, it's an image of autumn leaves, and that's going to provide a little bit of atmosphere to this page. I'm just going to put in the alt text as autumn leaves. And when it's added on, you can see how big it is here. That's too big for my particular website. So I'm just going to click on the image and reduce that to a medium-sized image, just to make it easier to fit on the page. I also want to align that to the center. So I'm just using the extra options available here when I click on the image. Take my alignment back to left, and I'm going to insert, in this case, we're going to add a YouTube video. And again, you just paste in, so I'm going to use my video of how to set up Skype audio. And again, I'm going to change my video size is pretty small at the moment. I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger to make it easier to view on the page. I've got a title there, so how to set up Skype audio. And I include a border just because it might make it look prettier. So here's my video now. At the moment in the editor, that's not going to show. You don't have to worry about that. When you save your page, it will come up. So that's the video, and there are other options as well. We can add in tables, we can put in formatting, and we can do other bits and pieces with the insert menu too. So let me just save that so you can see how that appears. So here is my Google site at the moment. It's quite a simple site with one web page. It's got a link, it's got an image, it's got an embedded video there on YouTube. Let's create a new page now. I'm just going to create a new page using the icon at the top. And on this page, we're going to try a different layout. So I'm just going to call this different layout example. And I put that at the top level and click create. By placing this at top level then, it appears on the left menu, the navigation menu for the site. So we've got their home page, and then we've got the different layout example. At the moment there's nothing on the page, so I'm actually going to change the layout here to be a 2-column layout. So I can put stuff on the left column, and I'm going to put stuff on the right column. Okay, so I'm going to click save, and there we go. That's our page of that. Now, if you notice at the bottom there, there's an opportunity to add files. So I'm just going to go back into edit mode here. So if you want to add any attachments to your site, you go to the Add Files link at the bottom of the page. And I have here an example Word document, and that's added to the bottom of the page there. Sometimes you might think, well, actually, I want these links to be within the main part of the text. What I'm going to do first of all is save the page just so that file is definitely online. And then I'm going to copy the link by right-clicking, copy link address, And now go back in to edit the page, and if I want to, I can create a link to the file. So I'm going to select the text, click web link, go to web address and paste in that web link there. Click OK and save that. So now when I view the page, I can click the link to the file and that will show me the Word document. And at the bottom of the page we have the link to the file as well. So there is a very simple way to create websites. There are further options. If you go to the More Actions pane at the very top there, you can see the revision history for the page. You can even add in additional editors to the site. So on the Sharing and Permissions option there, you can set this to have other collaborators. So if you've got the email address of other people with a Google account, they can become editors on the site as well. And you can let them be editors or viewers or transfer ownership, which might be useful. For example, if you're creating this site with a university account, you can transfer ownership to your personal account afterwards if you want to maintain the Google site. This might be useful if you're using the Google site for a portfolio. You can also, on the Manage Site area, access all the attachments that you've uploaded, and you can remove those, particularly if you've uploaded something maybe that shouldn't be made available. You can go in and delete that from the site as well. I mentioned previously about themes and fonts and colours. That's also available within the Manage Site option, and you can change all the different aspects of the site, all the different colours of different elements on the site as well, or you can just use the theme option and change the entire theme in one go. So I'm just going to click Save, and that will update the site to look a bit more blue. So I'm just going to return back to my site so you can see how that looks. It looks a lot smarter now anyway, doesn't it? One of the other options is to think about the site layout. So at the moment we have a menu on the left, we've got our titles at the top and then the page titles. So if I'm going to go to the More Actions icon and then Edit Site Layout, so these options at the top here will turn off and on different aspects of the theme. So I can take away this header at the top. If I wanted to, I can also add in horizontal navigation. These are little icons that allow the navigation display, so I can add in extra menu items if I wanted to. So let me just add in the different layout examples and click that OK. So now that will appear in my horizontal navigation here. I can change the sidebar and I can add extra bits and pieces to my sidebar. So at the moment we have the navigation, but I could add some text into this, recent site activity, site owners, page authors, but I'm just going to add some text now. This creates a new box on the sidebar. I can hover over that and click it to edit. So you can put a bit of about blurb on the side. And just like all the other options, you've got linking there. You can change the font style and click OK, and that will save that text that I've now added. So that's going to be on the sidebar. And you can also drop in a custom footer as well, and that will appear in the space at the bottom of the page. So I'm just going to close now the Edit Site Layout options, and this is how my site would appear to viewers. I've still got my sharing settings so that the site is private only to me. If I click the Share settings, I can now change this site so that anyone with the link has access. And a good way to test this is to copy the site address from the top of the page. So I'm just going to do that now. Open up an in private or an incognito window within your browser. This will log you out of everything that you're currently into. So it's a really good way to check to make sure that it can be accessed by people without an account. Paste, and then we can see here that this site can be accessed by anyone without logging in as my own account. So lots of different uses for Google Sites, and although it can be quite limiting, there are certain things you can't do with it, it does enable you to pull together a quick website that will showcase your work.